everybody, welcome back to London. This is Dave Vellante with theCUBE. We're the leader in tech coverage. We go out to the events, we extract the signal from the noise. We're here for a special event sponsored by C5 Capital. It's an impact investors event. I've been calling it C5 After Dark. Sandra Sassow is here. She's the co-founder and CEO of CAB Power Limited. Sandra, thanks for coming on theCUBE.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
So you're very welcome. So tell us, before you tell us what it is, I want to know why you started CAB.
I started CAB, so I co-founded it. The other founder is my partner in life, my husband.
Awesome.
And we have a background, or he has a background in strategy around renewable energy. And so there were a lot of different technologies that we were looking at, that he was looking at, that he was recommending to the companies, and we really thought that there was a space in the market for distributed power generation. And so we focused on distributed power generation from waste, and that's where the idea came from. But really, it's down to a little pony that we were loading up in the dark one morning, named Ladybird, and we couldn't see what we were doing, and there was a pile of manure, and this pony was horrible. And I just said, listen, there are these large systems that can convert this waste. Why can't we have one that's small enough to sit on this equestrian facility? And he said, but we can. And so that's where really the idea was born, was one morning, very early, loading this little pony up.
Wow, what a story. So okay, so the what is, what you guys do is, you say it's distributed renewable waste, and you turn that into energy.
That's right. So we
talk about that.
So it's a containerized system. It's modular. It's meant to allow cities to create closed loop environments at the building level. So think of your city, right? So you're from Boston.
Right.
And right now there are vehicles that are going around every street once a day, twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day, collecting the waste, a lot of it is organic waste, and moving it somewhere else to process it. We want to break that cycle, and we can do that by putting our equipment, which is essentially an appliance, into each building and converting that waste into energy and then recovering the water. So now your building that you live in, right, or you work in, can be its own power source, can produce its own water, and you can get rid of that lovely truck.
This is amazing. So, I mean, it must be many, many miles driven each year to pick up waste. I don't know what the stats are, but there's a lot of energy consumed in just picking up the waste.
That's right.
There's an analog. I have to geek out here for a minute. This is this notion of distributed, containerized processing of the waste. It reminds me of Hadoop. The ascendancy of Hadoop was all about, data has gravity. Why move the data to some central location? You're a computer scientist, right? It's just too expensive, so bring 5 megabytes of code to a petabyte of data, much more efficient. You don't have to move the data around, it's much more cost effective. It's the analogous version in waste. It's an amazing idea.
It's taking that concept of mainframe computing down to your handheld device. It's saying, why can't you do the same thing, but in a smaller format, where you need it, and in a much simpler piece of equipment to control.
So, how is it going? What's the adoption like? What do I have to purchase to actually make this work? What are the other dependencies?
Yeah, so we're just raising a round. We've almost completed it, so we're there.
Is it a seed round or?
It's probably more. It's
post-seed.
A small. Yeah, it's a post-seed. It's a Series A. It's a listed corporate coming into us, so they've done full due diligence and everything else. They've spent a lot of money on due diligence, and they intend to be a long-term investor with us, so they'll go through into the next round. What it takes is we're currently a sale of a piece of equipment along with a software license program, so we have that software as a service going forward. We have a long tail around that software and around the remote monitoring, and we're able to really work with a client base that has a multitude of sites, and we can deploy these units. So we contract manufacture. We've got 3 manufacturing locations around the world. One in the United States, one in Portugal, and one in the UK. And we work with agents, so we work with distributors and resellers, and we're able to to grow our pipeline, I guess, of opportunities through those local partners.
And so the SaaS offering, you're saying it's a monitoring
Yep.
service. And what are you monitoring? The amount, the productivity of the system?
So we monitor how well the equipment is working, the productivity of the unit, but we can go down and start to integrate to health services within the city. So when you look at Boston is an interesting example.
Yeah, I'll bet.
There are some programs where they're looking at the opioid crisis and trying to figure out ways to alleviate some of that issue. There is a possibility of using data coming out of this water treatment, and when you start to make that at building level, you can start to get an idea of where your issues are centered, and you can start to address that with programs, and then monitor the effectiveness of your program. So now imagine you've realized that X neighborhood has a problem, and you've now deployed as a city some sort of program to try and reduce the amount of opioid use. And now you're seeing actually what you're doing is having no impact, because you can monitor that in the flows and the data that's coming out of our system. Now that's an integration of building monitoring and data capture, but that's all possible with our system because it's localized.
So you have analytics expertise as well,
correct,
obviously.
yeah.
So what's the team like? You said your partner, you guys are, you're a computer scientist.
Yeah, so we're a small team.
You're,
so I'm a computer scientist. I have a degree in microbiology as well.
Okay.
He's
Makes
got a
sense.
degree in finance and business. Interestingly enough, we've reversed the roles in the business, so I run the business and he does the tech.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, but that's how it works. And then we work with tech team from our manufacturing partners, so they help us design and improve the design for manufacturability and for deployment. We work with software and development teams in a variety of different locations to help us integrate the tech. And then we're constantly integrating new supply chain components to give ourselves an edge. So we've patented the device on a worldwide basis, and that patent centers around the concept of it being a modular unit.
Okay, so you developed the unit, you patented it, and so that took a while, obviously, to get the patent. It's a worldwide patent.
And we've got first clients in 4 countries.
Really?
Yeah. So we've got clients in the UK, in Portugal, in France, and the United States.
Awesome. And then I presume you're doing all this in the cloud. You don't have an IT shop, right?
No, we don't have an IT shop. We're up in the cloud. So yeah, absolutely.
Great. And you said you're seeded. You're going beyond Series C.
Correct.
And then,
so we're starting the raise now. So we're just closing this round. So we've got all the legal papers on our desktop right now. And the next round will be in another 12 months, according to the business plan.
Great,
so
okay.
We're just going to open that up and continue raising.
And then you start the hiring plan, scale up,
Correct.
start the manufacturing in a big way, and that's awesome. Well, thanks, Sandra, so much for coming on theCUBE.
Thank you very
Congratulations.
much.
It's really
Appreciate it.
great mission. I can see this completely transforming the way in which cities are designed and managed going forward. So.
Yeah, I'd like to see it as a smart city with no trucks running around collecting waste, but actually having maybe those same companies managing the waste, but in the building with equipment that they've deployed.
Here, here. Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
All right,
Appreciate
thank you for watching. This is Dave Vellante from theCUBE, signing out from C5 After Dark. We'll see you next time.